The 71 Method, how masonry debt ended the Indus Valley. History books claim climate change or invaders ended the Indus Valley Civilization. They're wrong. So by applying a forensic liquidity audit to we have discovered the collapse wasn't a tragedy. It was a mathematical certainty. In this video, we're using the 71 method to prove their hydraulic infrastructure didn't just fail. It became a terminal logistical debt. Basically, the Indus Valley didn't fall. It went bankrupt in water. Section 2, logistics of terminal friction. To understand the end, we have to look at the logistical friction. For centuries, the Indus people were the masters of water. But as the river shifted, the energy costs of moving that water began to exceed the structural value of the city's walls. In human terms, the pipes were running dry while the city kept growing. Again, let me repeat that. The pipes were running dry while the city kept growing. So when your water revenue drops, but your infrastructure overheated stays the same, you hit a point of terminal friction. You're spending all your energy just to stay in one place. And that's when the masonry starts to lie to you. Section 3, quantifying the masonry debt. Again, quantifying the masonry debt. This is the 71 method in action here. Every new brick laid required a specific amount of water for the clay, and for the kilts, and for the workers. So by mapping the brick to water ratio, we see a terrifying trend. The civilization was borrowing water they didn't have to build the walls they couldn't sustain. Every brick was a withdrawal from a drying bank. They were building their own tomb, one kiln fire block at a time. It's the ultimate sunk cost fallacy. They kept building to prove they were still powerful, even as the math screamed that they were finished. The cannibalization. This is the moment. Yes, this is the moment of final liquidation. When you can't pay the masonry debt, you start cannibalization, your very own assets. Or you could say you start cannibalizing your very own assets. So let's look at the Great Baths, please, shall we? Once the pride of the empire, they were carved up into cramped, dirty residential quarters. This wasn't urban renewal. It was a fire sale. They were trading their public health and their culture just to keep a roof over their heads. This is what a civilization looks like when it's being liquidated. They weren't waiting for an invader. They were waiting for the math to finally hit zero. Section 5, the final audit. The Indus Valley didn't disappear into mystery. Again, the Indus Valley did not disappear into mystery or obscurity. It's right there in the ratios. When the cost of survival exceeds the value of structure, the system shuts down. The question isn't why they collapsed. The question is, rather, looking at our own infrastructure today in this 21st century, are we currently building our own masonry debt just like them?